Hey everyone, welcome back to Unsolicited Bourbon Reviews, episode 68. Today we're going to go ahead and do a Veterans Day edition to today. So, as far as I can remember, I always wanted to be a vet as a kid growing up. I love animals. I think they're great, and I thought it'd be a really cool job to just hang out with pets all day. I got a dog, as you can see here. Love her to death. That's Dade, #1 fan. And then I realized as a vet, you kind of got to do some of the hard stuff. I mean, you got to deal with exotic animals, animals you don't like. And I think kind of the hardest part about being a vet is, having to put animals down once they're older, they're sick. So, but for Veterans Day, I'm glad we could really give a shout out and a salute and a dedication to our caregivers for our sweet furry friends that we call pets, and then, zoos, things like that. So with the theme, I decided to pick a bottle named after an animal, Old Elk. So we'll talk a little about this. So this is fairly new. So the kind of backstory behind this is new brand. I think they launched back in 2020. So we'll say like the investor or the owner of OtterBox wanted to get into the spirits game, and he was able to pull Greg Metzi, who is the master distiller of MGP. We talk a lot about MGP here, and so who else to bring on and to be able to give launch a good bourbon company is the guy who does all the mash bills for all the bourbon companies. So this is Old Elk Wheated. So I got this bottle about a year and a half ago. Really haven't drank it much. It's kind of been hiding in the back of my shelf, and I was kind of finding some today for today's theme for Veterans Day, and I found Old Elk. So this is going to be a 92 proof, again a little bit lower proof, but the mash bill. So we talk about wheaters. That the substitute for rye is going to be wheat. So it's 51% corn, 45% wheat, which is massive. I don't think we've ever done a mash bill that had that much wheat in it. I don't think there's very many out there that have almost half wheat, half corn, and then the other 4% is malted barley. So, and I think it's pretty cool too. So these guys are at Fort Collins, Colorado. These guys, you can kind of see, is kind of that mountain rustic cabin theme. It's kind of like a wood stump cork, cool looking bottle. But yeah, we'll go ahead and again, we'll open it up, we'll talk about it. And again, I think it's gonna be interesting because definitely some time has passed since I last drank this. And we talk about, like, if you haven't touched it or you haven't drank it in a while, it's kind of sitting on your shelf. Sometimes it'll be a totally different profile or a more enjoyable profile from when you first had it. So I don't really know why I haven't really drank this one. I think just kind of over time, I was kind of getting some more interesting stuff, and I found some things I liked. But I don't think this was terrible the first time that I had it. So we'll give it a pour, and we'll talk about it. So the age mark on these is at least 5 years. So this is the MGP distillate. And then they finish. And yeah, so it's pretty good. Nice little amber color on there. Nose, I do get alcohol is faint. I think we're off to a good start. And we learned our lesson about some spirits that have a ton of alcohol on the nose. I get dark fruit, maybe plum, a little bit of that oak in there, some caramel, some toffee. Mostly fruit, a lot of fruit forward, and that's what we get for some of that wheat stuff, more fruit forward. So let's go ahead and give it a sip, and we'll talk about it. Very faint, very light, very soft. So that's what we get with those wheats. We talked about this. I didn't get a whole lot on the palate on the first go around. Did get some traditional flavors, the toffees, that fruit. It does have that little bit, that pepper oak finish, and the finish actually for 92 proof is actually pretty impressive. It's a medium finish. You definitely get that Kentucky hug towards the end. yeah, there's not really a whole lot going on with it. Do get a little bit of vanilla in that second sip. This is not bad. Yeah, I mean, one more. We got some time. All right, so price point, I paid close to 70 for this. I gave it like a 5. This is not a $70 bottle. Taste, I'll give this a 6.5. It's okay. That's not bad. It's soft, it's great. I think it's pretty enjoyable. So overall, we'll give it a 6. All right, guys, appreciate it. Salute to all the veterans out there. Appreciate it. Keep taking care of our animals. Love you guys.